Vive la France! The French have won the Six Nations 2025. First time they've won the tournament in 4 years. So they're going to be celebrating long and hard in Paris tonight, all over France, in fact. We're going to break down Super Saturday. I just got off a plane from Australia, but I've had some caffeine. I'm wired. I'm ready to go. I bought Wi-Fi on the plane, so I actually was watching all the highlights and saw the full game, France versus Scotland, which... Let's start with that, obviously. Here we are. The French are basking in the glory, but this was a game that looked pretty dicey in the first half. Yes, France blew away Ireland last week, but that Gallic temperament, dare I say, it goes a little hot and cold sometimes, and you wondered, oh boy, could there be some ice on them this week? Well, no. Ultimately, a red-hot second-half performance from the French, but some ropey moments along the way. And in fact, let's just get it out of the way. Let's get the controversy out of the way. Mavaka, the hooker, didn't get red carded. For what was, you tell me, was it a intentional headbutt? What happened there? I really, honestly want to gauge in the comments what you guys thought about that. Was it incredibly cynical foul play? Was it in any way accidental? Was it not that impactful? Let me know your thoughts. But to say the least, a red card would have been possibly defining in this game. The Scottish are starchy opposition, and they clearly came to play. They had a very good first half. That could have changed the complexion of things. But basically, I feel like the French just weathered the storm. It was pretty tight in the first half, seesawing back and forth. But then ultimately, Dupont, Luku, the replacement halfback, was running the show pretty damn well. He might not be in that GOAT conversation like Dupont, who, of course, has that terrible cruciate ligament injury, and I'm wishing him all the best, a fast recovery. Want to see him playing again ASAP. Wish I could see him playing against the All Blacks in a few months, but that's not to be. But the replacement halfback, Luku, hey, man, he did the job. And I think what this showed from a French perspective is that they're not a one-man team. Can we put that myth to bed? As good as Dupont is, it's not all about him. Ramos is phenomenal. And I think his contribution with the try around the 60th minute, that was very telling. That was kind of the death nail, in the coffin for Scotland. But overall, great penetration in the midfield. Bielbiari, the winger, has been phenomenal. I kept wishing that he, played for Scotland or Ireland or something, because I was thinking, man, I'd love to see him turn out for the Lions. I don't know. I was just imagining him on the end of that back line, and it kind of got my mouth watering. But, I think the French have found their recipe here. So much strike power in the backs, and the continuity game they have with their forwards, the pick and go. Not just the set-piece dominance that we've seen pretty much throughout this campaign, lost to England aside. It's that mobility, getting around the field, the ball handling skills from the big boys, from the props. The loosies are incredible, and more than ever, the breakdown really matters. The breakdown really matters. You saw Ireland turn over so much ball in their game against Italy today. Scrappy game. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the French seem more assured, more controlled at the breakdown, particularly in the second half. So, Fabien Galtier, the coach, he'll be very happy. And I think we can talk all day about the potency of the French attack, but really it's been their defense that has been so memorable. It's just indelibly etched into my mind, them smashing back wave after wave of Irish attack last week. Ireland racking up 10, 20 phases, ultimately getting nowhere, scoring no points. And we saw a bit of that again today, although the Scottish running game did trouble them. That man, Finn Russell, did unlock the French defense at times, but then again, Finn Russell pushed the pass on occasion. Some unforced errors, some overambitious passing, actually got the Scots into trouble. But look, they had to throw everything they had against France. They weren't going to win the game playing conservatively. So full credit to Scotland for making it a game. But really, I just think that forward power, that muscle, that pace, precision, recycling game, lightning quick ruck speed, even without Dupont there with Luku running the show, that made all the difference in the second half. And then you've just got a back free that's phenomenal. Damien Penaud, Ramos, BLBRE, wow, superstars of international rugby. And they're building nicely for 2027 Rugby World Cup. They couldn't do it at home, obviously, but they have to be real favorites heading down to Australia in a few years. Long time, between now and then. Long way ahead. But I'm seeing a good spine to this team, and certainly that they're going to be able to get a few more years out of this current crew. And a lot of young players really on a trajectory upwards. I think France is scary because they have the potential to keep getting better and better. What's next for France? Think they're going to surge up the world rankings? Are they going to beat the All Blacks 3 times at home? Might be a little bit difficult without Dupont, and they certainly will be without some of their top-line stars. Top 14 rolls on. So that remains to be seen just what kind of squad they take down to New Zealand. But for now, they have earned a baguette and a few bottles of red wine. Oh, my God. Really good performance from France, and certainly bounced back from that loss against England to show their true class. Full credit to them. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk about England versus Wales. Final score in Cardiff, 68-14. One of the most comprehensive, compelling victories I have seen from England in years. Now, you can say what you want about the opposition. Wales are at an all-time low. When you get past 15 losses in a row, you're up SHIT Creek without a coach. I mean, they've got Matt Sherratt for now. They're going to need a more full-time permanent coach. Not clear where Wales is going next. Not clear on any level. Coaching, personnel, strategy. Disaster. But with that said, they pushed Ireland a couple weeks back. They showed that the Welsh Dragon can still breathe fire on occasion. When they're backed into a corner, when they're emotional, yeah, they can play above their level. But what we saw today was their real, actual level against a fired-up English team who had a chance of winning the whole thing. They just needed to get a bonus point win. They did that. 10 tries to 2. Unbelievable. The attack from England was phenomenal. And it gives you a little bit of pause for thought when it comes to the British and Irish Lions, because that's what we're going to be looking to next now that the Six Nations is wrapped up. And I think some players have really put their hands up. And what I want to put forward today, what I want to postulate to you, is that Farrell might just want to select both the Curry brothers. For me, there was something about Ben and Tom playing in tandem that looked very compelling. I just think more than ever the ruck is so important. The halfback isn't really protected like he used to be. There have been tweaks to the international rugby rules. Halfbacks maybe not quite as protected, not getting the same leniency that he's had in the past. So when you counter ruck hard and you put that halfback under pressure, you can get some gold out of that. And I feel like England has kind of struck gold with the Curry brothers. Of course, you want Ben Earl in the mix. He's got to be in there for the Lions, obviously. But mobility, ball pilfering skills, yeah, I could see that. And Ben Curry is sort of the lesser heralded brother. Tom Curry's had a lot of caps for England. But don't be surprised if he gets called up into the Lions and could even possibly start for them. Certainly you want to give him a go against some of the provincial super teams in Australia. But what more can you say? I mean, England richly deserved this. They deserve to finish above Ireland on the final Six Nations ladder. Ireland should be third. England should be above them. And look, it's a good reward for Borthwick because, damn, they came close. You know, they almost beat the All Blacks a few times last year. Almost beat the Wallabies. You know, so many close ones that just got away. Well, now I feel like they've lifted up the nose on the plane. They won 4 out of 5 in this Six Nations campaign. A fair result. And let's just remember that amazing victory over France. They did beat the champions at home. That showed what they're capable of. So expect England to keep on improving just as Ireland declines. Should we move on to the men in green? Let's do it. Let's talk about what we saw today. Well, we saw a hat trick from Sheehan, the hooker. That was very nice. The man in this picture here, James Lowe, he was electric, sparking things as usual. Italy had their number. I mean, the number of turnovers from Ireland, the lack of ball security. This is basic stuff for the men in green. They used to boss the breakdowns. Until they can fix that aspect of their game and stop leaking ball, they're not on a good course right now. But even then, you look at the game against France last week. They had so much possession. They had about 86% possession against France in the first 20 minutes, and they couldn't do anything with it. And I saw that again today. The attack was blunt to my eyes. What can you say? Some legends have just retired. Peter O'Mahony's gone. Legend of Irish rugby. Nothing but respect for him. He's going to leave a gap, but it feels like it is time to move on from him. He's threatened retirement a few times, so maybe he'll do a Tom Brady and come back again, but I think probably he is done. And apparently Conor Murray is done too. So these are real stalwarts for Ireland. Certainly a changing of the guard. And it just adds credence to the idea that maybe, Ireland is a team in some kind of decline right now. Not that they can't turn it around, but that is sort of where they're at. They got 2 great number 10s, young players, Prendergast. He's looked the goods. And yet, when it comes time to land the killer blows, not doing it. And you had Crowley starting today. He's been knocked back in the pecking order. Trouble with the goal kicking. Problems getting the team over the whitewash. Just not igniting. Not igniting in the back line like we've seen Ireland do in years gone by. It was kind of an anticlimactic feel to this game. And Italy put on a hell of a show. And look, when they pushed the All Blacks last year, I said, hey, Italy's a good damn team. So I'm not going to reverse that now and have a different standard for Ireland. I stand by that. Italy is greatly improved. They're certainly better than Wales. I mean, I don't see Italy getting the wooden spoon again anytime soon. And this game was there for the taking. Like, make no mistake, Italy could have actually sealed the deal and won this. But just a little bit too scrappy from the Azzurri. They also lacked a bit of clinical polish when it came to their finishing. So I don't know, guys. What do you think? Is Ireland going to tumble down the world rankings? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the men in green. Their kind of mini decline has definitely been a big talking point of this tournament. They were blown away against France. They were very subpar today against the Italians. They did get the win. But boy, if you're an Irish fan, you want to see a bit more sparkle and finesse than what they served up today. Well, I just got off a plane from Australia. I'm back in the States. It's been a long day, but I wanted to come on, give you my recap of Super Saturday. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be back for some more Super Rugby coverage soon, and then we're going to start thinking about the British and Irish Lions. So stay tuned for coverage as I anticipate the exciting tour coming up. I'm also going to give you my Six Nations team of the tournament, so look out for that next week, guys. I love you. Be back for another one real soon. Please like, please subscribe. Take it easy. Bye for now.